Hello, co-host. How are you doing? Welcome back to another review with Tell Us Ace. Today's review is on Nigerian politics. Yes, this request to review Nigerian politics had always been requested, and I've been dodging and avoiding it. But now, because of the pressure, I have decided to give it a go. So before I go into it, I want to say, Nigerians, do not come for me. Please, use the comment section to fight and attack, but don't just make it personal, because politics is just a game. You know what I mean? So even if you fight till today or till tomorrow, when they get up there, they are friends. So don't just use me to start. Okay, shout out to all my subscribers. Thank you for all the support, and to my new subscribers, you're welcome. Please subscribe and don't forget to leave a like and share. Okay, let's crack on. I always loved Nigerian politics because, to me, it's one of the most interesting politics in the world. Nigeria is a great country. It has so many things to offer, and this is why it's attracting lots of interest. The person that will be on that seat impacts businesses across the world. So this is where it becomes interesting. So let me start from the previous government. The previous government was governed by President Goodluck Jonathan, who stepped down around 2015. When President Goodluck Jonathan was there as the president, during the election that ushered in the now president, who will be stepping down in a few months' time, was being conducted, people were clamoring for change. People wanted change by all means. As at this time, everybody was like, the country is terrible, the country is bad, things has gone to worse. But then Nigeria was reported as one of the fastest growing African countries. As you can see here, comparing to countries like China and Qatar, sitting at number 3 as of 2015. There were lots of projects bringing in lots of expatriates in the country that does all sorts of business. Things were booming. The defect in this government is there was huge money laundering. People were stealing money, taking money out of the government, and the president have little or no power to control them. But the economy was running. People were getting richer and richer by the day. Both the poor and the rich can live and survive. Come towards 2015, when he lost the election to now President Muhammad Buhari, I think he got in power around March 2015. As soon as he got in, by end of 2014, a bag of rice was selling for 5,000 naira. By the end of 2015, bag of rice rose to 7,000 naira. Today, a bag of rice is worth 40,000 naira, such that ordinary family finds it very hard to live. When this government came into power, they started massive cleansing, and they said this is to take over all the money stolen by the previous government. By doing this, they rendered so many youths jobless, because over 50 businesses, including banks, closed down just in Apapa Wharf, Lagos area alone. Most of these places you see went dry, which means decline in revenue. Everything was standstill while all this recovery was happening. For example, SCOA or something like that. This company, it employed lots of youths. They were given car that they use for their marketing or whatever, and they live in the company houses, meaning that even if they have to pay rent, they have to pay very subsidized rent, because they are all living in company houses wherever it is scattered in the country. These people were destabilized from not only their job, but from their accommodation. So meaning lots of youth lost their job, lost their accommodation, and nothing was brought in replacement for this. And what happened to the owners of these businesses? They left the country because, yes, you stopped that business, but it didn't directly affect them. It affected the youths. And this increased poverty, criminality, prostitution. It increased all sorts and manners of things. After all that acquisition, what did they do with the money? By June 2016, CNN reported decline in Nigeria economy because they relies on oil for 70% of government revenue and accounts 90% of export revenue. That leaves very little to adjust the country's budget for an emerging market. That means slower growth. This is where more loans for policy reforms came in. A total of 1 trillion naira was recovered home and abroad. APC Group stated that they would deploy this for use in the investment programs or put it into the annual budget. Has this happened yet? We still don't know. Today, I still don't think that the incumbent government still have clear understanding of the impact they have brought to the masses. And this is why the youth, for the first time, having a massive movement for who they believe will give them a better today and a better tomorrow. It's that bad that even the rich ran away from the country. The poor can't run. They all have to start agitation here and there. This is what will be a yardstick you will use to measure who you want to vote for this election. When I look and talk with the Nigerian people here in the diaspora, I still see the same sentiment that landed them in the change that they are seeing today is still enveloping them. And what is that sentiment? Tribalism, religion. I think the height of what has happened, especially the incumbent government, should be an avenue to open people's eyes, to be able to reason and say, no matter how they try to use our brain or try to manipulate us or try to confuse us, we want a better life. And that better life, it doesn't matter if it's Christian or Muslim, it doesn't matter if it's Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo, whatever it is, no. But I do not think I will expect Nigerians to expect too much from whomever they are electing. You know why? The present government say that they incurred debt of up to 7 trillion or something when they came in. But today, they are gonna leave behind a mind-blowing debt. In fact, hear it for yourself from Professor Yusuf.
Nigeria is essentially broke. Here we are, we inherited a debt in 2014 of 7.8 trillion. This government is leaving us with our children and grandchildren indebted to the tune of over 77 trillion. 77 trillion.
This is it. And then you ask yourself, is this all? I will shock you. You haven't heard nothing. By the time the government steps down, then you will hear more impact. Because the reality will be more open when they step down and everything will like wide open. So then you will know how much impact they have caused. You can judge what a leader can do following their previous footprint. If you look at aspirant, all of them has something you must talk about when you look at all the aspirants. But who has a better reputation? Who has a better credibility? Some people I spoke with, they said, oh, yeah, Peter Obi has a crowd, but he can't be there because they will make his government ungovernable. It's possible. They did it to Goodluck Jonathan. But why would you think so? Why would you want to make his government ungovernable Why wouldn't you think to make the government governable for whomever it may be, whether it be the Hausa, the Igbo, the Yoruba? Making it ungovernable, who does it pay? At the end, everybody suffers it. Maybe the country will be taken over. It's a beautiful country. So many of the things you enjoy in that country, you can't enjoy it in so many other places. It is a blessed country. Why can't you reason instead of fighting over tribalism, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Christian, Muslim ticket? Look inwards. Make the right decision. Be the Nigerian you want Nigeria to be. Somebody sent me a video of somebody wearing Peter Obi's shirt and said he is supporting Peter Obi, and they were punishing the person, deflated his tires, that why are you supporting Peter Obi? But why? Why? You should leave people alone to vote. The same thing, you go to the north, you see other kinds of banditry going on there. You go to this west, the same thing, we have the Yoruba nation and all that. So there is all sorts of things coming up. Like everything completely have issues. Roads. Okay, let's even look at the Lagos road, all the things that Tinubu did in Lagos. But after all the things that Tinubu did in Lagos, why are people still waking up at 4 a.m. and they are still stuck in traffic? Why are is trailer still falling on top of people around Apapa area? The congestion has increased by triple since 2015, or since the time he did the work. So what is the impact of the Lagos improvement that he did that we are expecting him to do when he becomes the president? Let's look at healthcare. Healthcare is something else. Even honorable, even Mr. President cannot even be treated in his country. He always comes to UK. In fact, all through his presidency, he is practically living here because he's always here for one treatment or another. The healthcare is now nothing to write home about. Let's look at the power supply. I can't remember how many times I have rang my friends without them telling me, oh, let me call because my battery is low, we don't have light for 4 days or for 5 days, so I can't charge my phone. And not only that, we can't even find fuel to put in our generator to run it. And this is not a problem that just came up. This had been a problem that had been in Nigeria since. Why is it that no government is ever thinking to look into this and solve it once and for all? They have all it takes. Why will there be fuel scarcity in a country that exports fuel? Let's look at education. Education is nothing to write home about. In fact, for the past 4 years, I don't even know if schools have run concurrently for complete 2 years without striking. So I guess students will be continuously losing touch of their academics, because by the time they get back to school, they must have forgotten, because they will of course go out and start hustling. By the time they get back, they must have forgotten what they studied, and it's like starting the cycle all over again. Then the lecturers will even give up, because how can they be working and they will be pleading for government to pay them or to even increase their money? Is that not ridiculous? And then the doctors, they are all now in UK because they are not being paid. So what else? UK, take them all. Give them job, give them everything, and they're all here. This is a country blessed with honey, everything. Both resources, manpower, brain, youths, riches, everything. Everything. But because we have a society where we are more focused on religion and ethnicity and tribalism. We refuse to do the right thing. The wealth is being centralized to people's pocket, and it's so annoying that not even that they would take the wealth there's still to build in the country. Let it be that the masses are coming to use those facilities and pay them, but they would take those wealth and buy properties in another man's country, paying tax and everything, enriching that country where the hole where they took that massive amount from remains there, and more hole is being dug and nobody feels it. Even the youths that are there trying to fill it, they still suck it out of them. It's a shame. It's really a shame. Well, I review what I expect people to do. I expect people to vote with their head and not with their sentiment. I expect people to ask themselves questions. The person I am voting, what is his agenda? Is his agenda viable? Does he have understanding of what is happening? Clear view of what is happening? What is his footprint in the past position he had held? What is his reputation? What has he put on the table? And what do you think he can put on the table, no matter how small what he put on the table then was? What is his credibility? Does he listen? Is he open-minded? Does his agenda even consider the major problem that the country is facing, such as security, considering open-mindedness, talking about understanding the reason for all these agitations, banditry,
IPOB, Boko Haram.
Then infrastructure, including power, education, healthcare, agriculture, and other amenities. Do they have passion for the country, or do they have passion for their pocket? Do they have history of enriching their family members, or do they have history to open the door so that everybody will be comfortable and live harmoniously? These are the questions that you will ask yourself before anything. This is my review. Let your vote count. And finally, cast your vote with open-mindedness, considering all these things I said. I'm out of here. Remember, hit the like button if you haven't, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel, and share. See you in the next one next week. Bye. One love.